Okay, now we've learned almost everything there is to learn about querying the database, so we're going to move on to updating documents in the database. Let's take a look at our people collection. In this collection, we have documents for users named Smith, Jones, Alice, Bob, Charlie, Dave, Edgar, Fred, and, well, name 42. Once you have some documents in the database, it's quite common to want to be able to modify those documents. And so, just like we have a method for querying documents called find, we have a method for changing documents called update. Now, in the Mongo shell, the API for updating actually does 4 different things. Right now we're going to learn about one of them, and we'll learn about the rest as we go. Just like queries are methods on a collection, updates are methods on a collection. And updates take at least 2 arguments. The first argument is a query, analogous to the where clause in SQL. So everything you've learned about find is applicable to querying for documents in order to perform updates. So for instance, let's say I want to update Smith. The second argument to update is a document, and in the simple case, whatever you put inside that document will replace everything but the primary key of the document being updated. So if I say, find a document with name Smith, and I put some fields in here, let's say name Thompson, and salary 50,000, then this update will replace whatever is in the document that currently exists, where the name is Smith, with those fields that I specify in the second argument. As you can see, the top line of my terminal window shows the underscore ID with a particular object ID, and that had the name Smith. The 10th line up from the bottom of my terminal window has the same object ID, but now the name is Thompson, and the salary is 50,000. The other 2 fields of information that existed about Smith are gone. This use of the update operator is somewhat vestigial. MongoDB was originally designed as a kind of object store, and in an object store, especially for a dynamically typed language such as, say, JavaScript or Python, it's sort of convenient to be able to say, I have a document in the application, manipulate the document in the application, and put it back into the database, disregarding whatever happens to be in the database for that document, storing only those things that the application currently has for the document. This use, however, is somewhat dangerous, and so in a subsequent section we'll show a somewhat more constrained way of manipulating fields inside of a document. In any case, this wholesale replacement is occasionally useful. For example, if you're merging data into the database and you don't know how or can't conveniently compute the delta between what's in the database and what you have from an external source, then you might just send the data from the external source into the database, keyed using, say, a primary key. This is not an infrequent use for this replacing version of update. Nevertheless, it's a somewhat blunderbuss approach to changing data in the database, so if you don't need this approach, you might not want to use it. Okay, so let's have a quiz on this subject. Let's say you had a collection with the following document in it: underscore ID : Texas, population 2500000, landlocked : 1, and you issued this operation, db.foo, where foo is the name of your collection, .update, underscore ID Texas, population 3000000. What would be the state of the document in this collection after the update?